Hey loves. All right. So before I share this video with you, I just want to say a few things. What you're about to watch, I recorded, I think over a week or so ago at this point. And it is really raw, super emotional, and it's so deeply personal to me. And I'm not going to lie, it feels a little scary to share. But since having this radical encounter with Jesus, everything in me shifted. I know things I didn't know before, and I can't pretend that what I felt, what I am feeling, what I am currently experiencing isn't real, because it is. And it isn't about religion. It's not about rules. It's not about you joining anything. This was and is a very real experience of knowing that God is alive, that Jesus is real, and that he came for me, for my striving, for my heart, and healing things in me that I didn't even know I needed healed. So no, I'm not suddenly a preacher. I'm not going to pretend I am. And I'm not here to argue theology or quote scriptures to try to prove a point or convince you of anything. All I'm doing is walking with God now. And my healing, my peace, my identity, it is no longer something that I am building on my own. It's coming from him. I'm still going to talk about trauma-informed tools like I have been. I'm still going to help you heal your body, rewire your patterns, and shift your self-concept, rewire that identity so you know your truth. But now we're doing it with God, not from self-reliance, not from striving, not from hustle or bypassing or manifesting your way through pain, because this is a deeper power, a better way. And it's not found in you being your own source. That's what all this stuff was about before, was that you have to be the one to do it all. You have to be the one that makes it all happen. You can only lean on yourself. And that's not the right way. That's the lie the world told us. So like I said, it's not found in you being your own source. It's found in knowing who your source is. You got a magnificent co-pilot. You have a partnership if you choose to have that when you walk with God and Jesus. So whether you consider yourself faith-based or not, I hope you stick around. I hope you stay curious, and I hope you feel the love of God through every video, every word, every message that comes next from me, because I am a changed woman. And it is scary, but it feels so damn right. And I just want to share with you whatever I'm supposed to share. I love you, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right. Hi, everyone. I don't have lashes on, and I'm not wearing mascara because I honestly don't know if I'm going to end up crying in this video, because I have been nonstop crying since I had my meeting with Jesus. My first meeting, I should say. I've had many. And I just felt very compelled to share this with you all on this channel, because I have rapidly changed in so many ways. And I want to share with you what happened. I didn't meet Jesus in a church. I didn't meet him in a book. I met him in my house on a Saturday afternoon. And he wrecked me. And I mean, wrecked me in the most beautiful way. So this is not a story about religion, and it's not a story about what you need to do. It's just my story. It's my story of what is going on with me, because it's clear in my messaging. I'm getting emails and comments all over my podcast, all over this YouTube channel, because now I'm talking about God. Now I'm talking about Jesus, and people can see a softening in me that I feel. So I understand it. I'm a different version of me from the grace of Jesus only. So let me tell you what happened. So I knew Jesus. I knew the theory of Jesus. I knew the story of Jesus. When I was a little girl, I have a lot of religious people in my extended family, and my mom grew up in the church, so she brought me to the church. And I used to have to rehearse Bible verses, and I went to Bible school and Bible study or Sunday Bible study. And I went to church and I did all the things. And I even went to like Bible camps when I was very young. And then somewhere along the way, I started getting into trouble as a teenager, and then I was in foster care at the age of 12. And I just didn't really have a connection, but I would talk about God and I would talk about Jesus, but I never knew Jesus. I just knew of Jesus, if that makes sense. And then the people around me in the world, from literally as far as I can remember back, who said that they believed in Jesus, who said that this is who Jesus is to them, I never saw, and this isn't judging them, this is just helping you understand my perception as I was growing up. I did not see in these people anything that made me want to say, I want what's in them. Not even their lifestyle, right? It was just more about the person. I saw a lot of unhealed, hurting people. And I was like, in my head, I can remember thinking, well, what's the point of this if this is who this person still is? So it was just another way I could shut off and just continue to distance and disconnect myself from Jesus. Well, then as you get older, right, you want to start finding things. I've tried to go to church. I tried different types of denominations. I studied religion and things like that. And it just never felt right for me and never clicked for me. And I still would talk about God though, right? And even then I went into the whole new age thing and we got into the manifesting, because I was like, yes, look, I can have these fragments of what being close to God and Jesus can bring you, right? Without having to know Jesus, without having to, I don't even know, because it wasn't like a conscious decision, but I was drawn to it because I'm like, well, yes, it's me. I'm the source. I'm in control of this. And this is why that appealed to me so much, because I was in foster care. I always felt like I had to do everything on my own. I had overcome so many things in the world through my sheer willpower, through my sheer determination, through me deciding that I'm going to persevere. So it was like this adopted mentality that I've had from when I can remember, from being a child, and this fight in me. And I didn't know what I was fighting, but I knew this. I couldn't trust people. I couldn't lean on anyone. See, here come the tears. I couldn't lean on anyone. And so the person that I trusted the most was me, because I got myself out of anything that hurt me or didn't feel good. And I got myself, this is what I was telling myself. I pulled myself up from my bootstraps. I carried myself. I paid my bills. I got myself through the hardships. I healed myself. I was the one that always was carrying the weight of everything. And I did pretty damn good. So I learned through the pain of my childhood, through the pain of just life and all the things that I experienced, that I was my source, that I could only rely on me. So then when I fell into this new age stuff, I liked that because it was me doing the work. It was me doing the affirming. It was me reprogramming my mind. It was me finding the solutions. It was me doing the seeking and doing, me. It didn't require me to lean on anyone else. It required me to only take full responsibility, which I was so used to. So I jumped in, it made sense to me, and I'm like, I got it. And let me tell you, I rewired a lot in me. And a lot of you that worked with me and watched my content, you did the same, because it does work. When you change your identity, when you reprogram, you can manifest without Jesus. You can do these things without Jesus and God. Oh, but here's what I know to be different. It only takes you so far. And I'm going to get into that. So I had healed so much in me. I had seen myself differently. I created so many beautiful things in my life. I had ended and healed a lot of pain that I was aware of. And I had a lot of inner peace, and I had a lot of comfort in relying on me. That's the key theme. So fast forward all these years. So I did the trauma. I'm a trauma therapist for those of you that don't know. I did that for most of my career. And then I moved into transformation coaching back in about 2019. And that's when I really started discovering law of assumption and things like that, and jumping headfirst into all of that, and discovered self-concept work and started rewiring my mind to change the story of me, and particularly in love. And like I said, I healed a lot of things. However, fast forward to now, 2025. Today is June 26, 2025, as I'm sharing this or recording it. And all of a sudden, this came out. I don't know if it came out of nowhere, because I'm looking back and I can see, like, maybe 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I think I opened my childhood Bible, which was the King James Version Bible, and I opened it and I started reading, and I put it away because I just did not feel connected to it. So I put it away. And I always talked to God. I prayed to God. I always leaned on God and believed in the power of God. I just left Jesus out of the equation. That's what the past was. So then I get a DM from a woman. Well, this woman, there was something I asked on my Instagram story one day, maybe 6-8 months ago. I don't even know. It was a while ago. And I don't remember what it was, but she was the only person that said no. Everybody else had replied yes. So I replied to her and I said, babe, what's going on? How come you're saying no? Again, I don't remember what it was. And she said, because I found Jesus. And I don't remember what else she said after that. She wasn't like rude or condescending or anything, but I remember I read it and I was like, oh, I was kind of offended, right? But it stuck with me. And I was like, well, do I not know Jesus? Like, what does she know that I don't know? So I had a little bit of curiosity with that, but then I just shut it down and I was like, whatever, just put that away and didn't think about it again after like a day or two. Well, then about a week ago, because this is how new this is for me, on June 22nd, to be exact, so 4 days ago, I feel like a year has gone by in the last 4 days. On June 22nd, I'm sitting in my house and this random thing popped in my mind that said, you need to go to church. And I was like, church? I haven't been to church. Oh my gosh. I think since my son was 20 years ago, let's put it like that, at least 15, 20 years ago. So that was like weird to me, because I'm like, why would I even think that? But this was all in a microsecond, like me, church, that's weird, right? Like I got the thought and I just moved on it. Like, even though I was thinking this in like a microsecond, I just moved on it. And the next thing I know, I'm looking up churches in my area. And then the next thing I know after that, I'm on Amazon looking for a Bible. And then the next thing I know, I'm buying the Bible. And then the next thing I know, Saturday on June 22nd, all of a sudden, I feel this presence flood me right here in my heart and flood me. And there's not even words to describe the way it felt. I think for those of you that are mothers, or if you're a man listening and you're a father, but for mothers, how much you love your children, imagine that magnified 1 trillion times. And that doesn't even give it justice. That's what I felt. And I knew it halted me. I knew in that second, this is Jesus. Oh my gosh, this is Jesus. Here come the tears. I just knew it was him. It was undeniable. It was unmistakable. It was, even though I had never knew him, I knew it was him. And it was so profound and so beautiful and so healing and so that. And I just felt him wash through me. That's the best way I can describe it. It was like this washing of me. And I could just feel him. And I felt him move in areas in me that I didn't even know existed. And I just let him. I just let him because it was like, it wasn't that it was overwhelming. It's almost like it's hard to contain what he's flooding you with because it's like so holy. It's nothing we've experienced as humans before with other humans or anything, I believe, except through him. And it comes in waves, very intense and sometimes light. And I just started crying and sobbing and weeping and releasing. I don't even know what I was releasing, but it felt so good to release it and wanting to talk to him, and then feeling this compulsion come over me that, oh my gosh, I'm here for him. Like, I have to serve him. I have to submit to him. Like, he's the answer. I love him so much that I want to do everything and anything only for him in his name. And I can't describe it other than this compulsion, because the love you feel, it's like you know you're home, you know who this is, you know what it means. And I just kept dealing, like, he keeps coming in and he keeps doing this to me and he keeps releasing things. And the gift that he's given me so far, I mean, so many gifts, but for me personally is the illusion of self-reliance, because I am trusting him with everything. And I know that God has already promised all that there is. And he's already made the promise, and God doesn't lie. And now it's a release, a surrenderance of, I will follow him. My business is his. My voice is his. My money is his. This is about, I am here to do his will, not mine. So I check in. I have a relationship. This is what I'm saying. This isn't about religion. This is about a relationship. It's me talking to Jesus and God. What do you want me to do? How do I help your daughters? How do I help them reconnect with you? How do I serve you in my business? How do I glorify you? How do I spread your name to anyone and whoever I'm supposed to help with this? I don't know. And I just keep checking in with him, so I make sure it's not me trying to take over, and it's his way of what he wants me to do for this purpose that I'm here to do. And the thing that kept coming up for me tremendously is the self-reliance of releasing and surrendering and trusting in our Father to come through with his promises through the love of his son, Jesus. And Jesus just keeps helping he keeps healing me. And anytime the fear comes up, I pull up scripture. Now, I'm reading the Bible. I can't get enough of this. It's like I'm thirsty. I don't want anything else. I barely want food. I mean, I'm eating, but my hunger is for this. It's feeding my soul his words, his words, his words. And so I pull out his scripture. I read. I'm trying to learn how to memorize scripture so I can just say it off the top of the things that I'm going through right now so that he can help me, because I feel scared. But I still listen to him. I'm learning how to recognize his voice, me talking to him. I'm doing what he's telling me to do, which is what all this content is about. I'm sharing. I'm being so vulnerable. And I'm just following his lead. And I'm terrified half the time. But I'm still doing it anyway. And it's the self-reliance piece, this lie, this root that has been rooted in me because the world said, this is who I have to be. I have to carry everything alone. And that is a lie. I can't rely. There is no one that can love me enough, and nothing that can love me enough that's going to follow through for me. Even with all the self-concept work, it was even easier for me, like, to trust into God to lead you and provide for you. See, I had the faulty belief that I was my provider, that the bills got paid because of me, and that was not true. And so releasing that and trusting in him fully and letting him lead me instead of me lead me is terrifying to me, because I have lived my whole life through the faulty lie of self-reliance. And so a lot of women I work with that have trauma, they have the same lie, because the trauma in the world has hurt you and said that You can't lean in on someone. People are going to not follow through. It's not safe for you to trust that you'll be taken care of and supported in whatever way. And I'm not just saying financially, I'm just saying generally speaking, in whatever way that speaks to you. And so for me, it was getting out of my way of thinking I have to do it all alone. It was me getting out of my own way of that I'm my source. It was me getting out of my way of that I'm the only one I can lean on, in the sense of, if I want something done, this is how I have to do it. And so now I'm giving everything to God. I'm laying everything on Jesus. And it's terrifying because I've never done that in my life, but it feels so good. And I know it's so right to do. So I just want you to know that what he has renewed in my heart, in my mind, in seconds, is more. He did it faster than I did, because as a human, we're only capable of so much, but God is capable of everything and anything and all things. And the way he renewed my mind and my heart in a matter of seconds, it's not even about the time, because what I did in these years of just rewiring my own identity myself, it doesn't even come close to what he changed in me. And I don't even know how to put words to it yet, because it's so profound. The softening of me, and the walls are down. I'm just so different in ways I didn't even know I could be different, in ways I didn't even know was possible. My mind couldn't even fathom that this is how good it could feel. And I've had it feel good. I just didn't know it could feel this good. I didn't know that it could be this liberating, this free. So I guess all of this is to share. I will be talking about Jesus because he is unmistakable and undeniable. And with everything I'm going through, and I still feel him every day, and I talk to him every day, and I'm just building my relationship with him in the only way that I know how right now. And so many women have been reaching out to me with me talking about this. I'm getting bolder in speaking about it because I hear that that's what he wants me to do. And I did it scared. The first time I made a video about him just a couple days ago, I wanted to throw up in my stomach, and not because it's something bad about him. And it's not that. It's because I was giving up control, and all the fears were coming up. Like, I'm going to be judged. People are going to think I'm crazy. What if these women don't want anything to do with me now, because now I'm talking about Jesus and God? And as scared as I was, I said, I don't care. I want to obey you, because I feel compelled to listen to him and to honor him and to glorify him and to help his daughters heal whatever way he tells me to do, not what I think needs to happen for them. So I don't need to be my own source anymore. I am not my source. Jesus is my source. God is my source. And I am growing, evolving through the identity of how they saw me, how he has seen you. He already gave you an identity. All of his daughters in the world, he has already given an identity to, that we are chosen, you are good enough, you are worthy, and you are so loved. And we just don't know it because the world has hardened you. You've been through some really tough shit. You have been let down. You have been betrayed. You have been hurt. You've been neglected. You've been abandoned. And the world gave you an identity that said, this is who you are. You can only trust you. You can only rely on you. And it's a lie, baby girl. It's a lie. And I just want you to know that. You do with it what you want. But I met Jesus. Thank you that I met Jesus. And now I know the truth. And I can only speak the truth. I love you. I hope you stick around. I hope you continue feeding your mind with words of God and Jesus. And I hope that you open your hearts, for those of you that haven't, to just invite him in.
You have nothing to lose. You only have beautiful, beautiful things to gain. I love you. Thank you.